So I found out I was HIV positive in 2008. Before that, I was diagnosed with complex partial seizure disorder in 2005. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, chronic inflammation, chronic this, chronic that, chronic problems. And whenever I tried to heal myself, my doctors tried blocking me. The government tried derailing me. I just needed a period of time in which to focus on my health and getting my bodily problems under control. However, they didn't want that. I got closer and closer and closer to the truth, finds out the truth was inside me the whole time. As parasites. September of 2024, I found out that I was at max capacity for parasites. I went on a venture and dug up all the information about parasites that I could from now all the way back to 536 AD. There's been different instances approximately every 1,000 years where history shows that a parasite apocalypse has hit us. I have had several accounts banned because I shared more information than they wanted the public to know. I found out 1 year ago that they had a hospice room reserved for me in Missoula, Montana, because they planned for my death. Like, the state of Montana planned for my death and had a hospice room reserved for me in Missoula, Montana, because they did not plan on me knowing the herbal knowledge and the science that it was going to take to offload my parasites. And they don't want you to have it either. So I have shared information on different sites, shared my recipes, shared the science that I have discovered, and they violate my videos and they ban my channels because they do not want you to have this information. They do not want me to be the one giving it to you. So I have created a whole list of protocols that people can use for offloading their parasites. And I will have to find an alternative route to giving that to people. I have uploaded the information with AI so people can actually get my recipes from AI. You just don't know it came from me. And it's probably safer that way. Recognize that if they're not allowing people like me to tell you the truth, then what you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg and not the whole truth. They don't want you to know the whole truth because that would create bigger chaos than what they already had planned, as well as that would cure people. And that's exactly what they do not want. So there are over-the-counter remedies that are being sold. They are not strong enough for the parasites that have been infiltrating our lives. These parasites have been passed down from generation to generation. And it absolutely connects with your generational curses. And different things that have been passed down through your family lineage. And so they needed Gen X to be separated from their families so that we could find different ways than what our families found. Some of us, our families, knew about the parasites and knew ways to offload them. Others, like my family, knew nothing about it. So they weren't trying to offload the parasites. And so people like my family was considered the parasites, and we fed the parasite system, and the parasite system fed us. Me, myself, and I don't want to participate. And so I am offloading my parasites, and I am teaching others how to offload their parasites. It is a very grueling detox program, and it's a very thorough detox program, which again is something they do not want. They do not want a society without parasites. Why? Because parasites make you a consumer. They keep you consuming food and products and supporting a parasitic construct in society. This parasite construct is called parasitic overlays. And by having these parasitic overlays, it keeps parasites in the mix of things. Through habits, through foods, and through actions, the things that we continue to choose to do. And it's by choosing to do something different that I was actually able to offload. Like all of my parasites will be going. I will do whatever it takes to ensure that. Whatever it takes. I have touched a hot fence. I have changed my diet to be a forest diet. I am choosing not to consume in different areas that other people gobble things up. And so what they have done is made it impossible for people like you and me to be able to afford the parasite offloading products, but they've also set up a labyrinth of which products work and which ones don't. And in this, a lot of us are chasing, like we're buying into cures that are not actually going to work. And so we have snow, but I will be taking people herb gathering so that you can save yourself that money and go out and get your own remedies. Because what we're being sold in the marketplace online, it is the lowest dosage of what you need. It's enough to make the parasites resistant against those herbs, which is exactly what you do not want. You need higher potency, natural ingredients that have not been processed by a factory. By cutting corners, you encourage parasite growth and mutation. And so what they have people doing is cutting corners instead of actually offloading their parasites. And in cutting these corners, it strengthens the parasites. It does the exact opposite of what they're telling you it does. So you actually need high potency herbs and spices to offload parasites. The American way is absolutely harming people. The American diet is absolutely harming people. The whole American construct is absolutely harming people. You can ask any other country that can see it from afar, that knows other ways, that knows cultural ways, and they will verify what I'm saying is true. Our way is not cultural, it's parasitic in America. And the only way to eliminate the parasites is to eliminate the American way. Bottom line. And so it does not matter what religion, race, or creed you are a part of. This is the truth of things. And it isn't until you acknowledge the truth of things and do something different that better things can happen. There is a parasite plague in America that was planned, and we need to counteract that by offloading our parasites. Spices and herbs. Start with kitchen spices. Make yourself a tea that you drink all day, every day. Turmeric, cinnamon, clove, peppers. Korean chili paste. This is how we offload the parasites. And it isn't until people get serious about it and do it all day, every day, that we can actually make a difference. It's in making this difference in our own lives that we start to make the difference in other people's lives. People will see you getting healthy, and they will want that too. Fortunately, it's simple. They just don't want people to know how simple it is, because if you knew how simple it was, you would do it, whether you needed to or not, which is exactly what they don't want. Why? Because you would stop spending your money on products that do not work. You would stop buying soaps and perfumes and all of these consumer items that are being sold to you, that are attracting the parasites to us, that are feeding the parasites. The parasites we are dealing with like chemicals. The chemicals feed them. If you are taking chemicals to offload parasites, stop. Stop taking the ivermectin and the fenbendazole. Stop. Because these things are actually harming you. They're causing the parasites to mutate, and at which point they will be incredibly difficult to get rid of. I'm in the last phases of my parasite detox. I still have several in my system, but the plan that I am set up on has them offloading all day, every day. Not twice a year, not once a year, not 2 weeks out of the year. All day, every day. And let me tell you, my system was full, which is why I had the chronic inflammation and chronic problems. But if we get rid of these chronic problems, then we dismantle the whole system of things. And then we no longer need the current construct, which somebody doesn't want that to happen. And so I've made it my life mission to get this information out to people. The science that I am doing supersedes anything that the CDC has done, because I understand the science on a different level and I can correlate it with the rest of my life. My parasites were making decisions for me up until the time that I was offloading them. And even then, I had to separate them from myself by recognizing them in my behaviors. By recognizing them in my behaviors and putting those parasites in a form of lockdown called self-discipline, the parasites were not able to continue. And this is exactly what they don't want. They don't want people like me winning this war. And they don't want people like you winning this war either. So recognize the parasite situation is a for real problem that needs to be taken seriously. You can use a grain of salt because it turns out salt helps offload them. The parasites are like a combination of earthworm and slug. And so it takes the same techniques to offload them. Narcissism is a form of parasitism. And so whether it's covert or full-blown narcissism, this is what feeds the parasites. The emotions, the chemicals coming off of your body when you listen to conspiracy theories, feed the parasites. And so get away from the conspiracies, get away from the things that are emotionally controlling you, psychologically controlling you. Psychologists are part of the parasitic program. They are part of the agenda to feed the parasites. Why would they want to feed the parasites? Because they get richer and their parasites get stronger, because they are not eating the same foods that we are. They're not breathing the same air we are. They're not drinking the same water we are. And so recognize this when you start shopping for parasite offloading products. Your best products came directly from the forest. Your best products are dry herbs that will keep. Put it in glass jars so that it keeps for a lifetime instead of temporary products that only last a week. Understand that the products you are being sold over the counter, they only help with extracting a small amount of the parasites that are in our systems. And so we are going to need heavy detox programs with borax, essential oils, spices, and herbs, which is Ayurvedic medicine. Western medicine is a parasitic program designed to feed the parasites and encourage the parasites to mutate and encourage the parasites to take over, because normal citizens are not a part of the final agenda. We are considered to be the parasites because we have parasites, and if we lose the parasites, then we're not the parasites anymore. And so this blows the whole construct of America out of the water, blows it out of its current position. So recognize this. We're being set up on purpose because they don't want the current construct of things to go away, because they would not get money. Money's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to sell out or sell myself short. And they are banking on people that will sell out, will sell themselves short, and will pay to cut corners. They're banking on that. So start looking for a different way, a way in which you go get that yourself. That way you know that what you're getting is going to work. I'm going to teach you how. Handing it to you only feeds your parasites. Helping you know how to go get that helps you combat your parasites, which is the most important thing right now. Those that are holding out for money, that would be your parasites and your greed. Your parasites' greed. Ego. Anything ego-based is parasitic-based. And so we are hugely, in America, under an ego-based program that is a parasitic-based program, which continues to feed the parasites. If we want to continue to be the parasites on the planet, then by all means, keep doing what you're doing. It's my goal to offload the parasitic program. It is in our educational system. Children are put into a desk to give the parasite in their system power. Children are given candy. They're given all these holidays that bring candy. Everything is set up on a parasite feeding construct. And so in order to eliminate the parasites, we have to eliminate the construct. And the people in charge don't want that, which is why they got me a hospice room, because they were really counting on me being a parasite. They were counting on me making parasitic decisions, and they were counting on me taking shortcuts that I didn't take. And so by not taking those shortcuts, I counteracted what they were trying to do to me. Other people will need to do the same thing. Parasites are all up in your glandular system, so start there. Start by purging things out of your glandular system with turmeric, cinnamon, clove, anything spice off your spice rack that does not contain sugar. They are putting sugar in everything on purpose, and it's to feed the parasites. They know chemicals, sugar, and emotional dysregulation feeds parasites. So they're doing whatever they can to keep people dysregulated. And this is why you go out to the forest and get some herbs. After I show you how.